Black History Month is big, but I feel like now in 2024, we're seeing Black history celebrated every month just by seeing the influence of the culture and everything that you see on television. To me, that's the celebration. It's important for us to recognize the contributions of Black athletes in pro wrestling, every sport truly, because of the influence and the diversity. To rise up the way that I have and the Mogul Embassy, the fact that it's not just the typical way that we've seen African Americans displayed on camera for so many years now, to see power and not somebody else drawing us up in a depiction that they see us. Going out there to being able to get the reactions, get the signs cheering for African Americans on a weekly basis is a challenge. And having the fan base welcome that, that's important. Going back and looking at someone that inspired me, I would say Ray Charles is a big one. As a musician in the field of music, changing it the way that he did, getting past the fact that he couldn't see, but having to prove to not just his culture, but all cultures that this can be done. This is something that I fight every single day, and it didn't matter what his color of his skin was. It was his talent, it was his ability that he gained the respect on both sides. That's the beauty of what our culture is. Black History Month is showing how far we've come and showing that that's a time that we hope to never have to go back to. This is Swerve Strickland, and I want to wish y'all happy Black History Month.
Black History Month means to me that this is a time to reflect on things that happened in the past, but to give hope to people for the future, to acknowledge the contributions and the respect that people have gained and garnered because of what they've done in sport or music or the arts. It's a time to be recognized. Representation is the number one thing to me. It's time for the main event. A lot of times, if you don't know you can't do something or you can't be a part of something, then you definitely won't. But what about working behind the camera? What about sound? What about lighting? If you want to be a part of pro wrestling, there are many, many jobs that can be done, and I want to expose as many Black kids to those jobs. This is Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. Black history exists on our brand, and I'm very happy to be a part of that.
Representation is very key to driving a lot of kids to want to pursue these activities in the future. I think in the past, a lot of Black wrestlers have been kind of forced to fit into one mold, whether that's comedy or being the dancing guy and stuff. And I think that nowadays there's a lot of wrestlers that are more three-dimensional. I think growing up, watching people like Shelton Benjamin and The Rock, big wrestlers like that, drove me to want to be a wrestler. I would just say keep at it, keep grinding. You can do anything and be anything. Happy Black History Month from the coldest team in the game.
Black history is important because it is a celebration of my culture. It is why I get to stand in front of you right now.
Trish Adora entering 2024 a top contender.
It's how I can continue my efforts to contribute something amazing to my culture and a sport that has inspired me so much. A really big role model for me was my mother. She instilled such grace and such confidence in me that you get to see every week. She always supported my wrestling, and it's through that support that I get to be the person I feel that I was meant to be. Nowadays in our landscape, interaction is our currency. So interacting positively with some of the content that you'd like to see, it goes such a long way. It builds morale in us, and we get to lean in on each other like a family. It's the Afro-Punk Trish Adora, and I want to wish you all a very happy Black History Month.
Black History Month to me means having pride, having the knowledge of self, having the ability to have the confidence to be able to hold your head up high, hold your chest out, and to know not only who you are, but where you come from. It's always important to look at those historical figures, see what they've done, and understand that the fight that they had is still the fight that we have today. There are so many people that I've gained inspiration from. Malcolm X, his ability to speak life into people, to bring hope to people at a time where they were watching themselves be sprayed with hoses. That is the very definition of what the American spirit should be. While a lot of us appreciate the social media plugs and all of that, that doesn't change business. So to be able to take the same energy we have during this month and extend it to make it an entire year thing, that's what's gonna make the difference.